Alright guys, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to be telling you about this very positive article by James Pearce. That's right, James Pearce. Some people call him Bad News Pearce. Well, this isn't bad news. It's published on The Athletic. I think it was prefixed as an exclusive, but it is an exclusive. It's a good one. And it's titled Liverpool's £20 million Academy Revamp, featuring an indoor dome, coaching overhaul and padball. Not spagball, padball. Now, this article is on The Athletic. I assume it's behind a paywall. I don't know. I pay for The Athletic. You can see up here, I'm logged in. The Athletic is worth the subscription. However, I'm led to believe if you get the URL, you can go to archive.ph and the second box down, paste it in and get a snapshot of the article. So what I'm going to do in this video is tell you briefly what it's about. If you haven't got much time, then I'll give you a summary of what it is about. I'm not going to read the entire article to you. You can do that yourself if you wish. But it's good news. And I think it shows further reason, or gives us another reason to praise the owners. And that's a good thing, because for many years online, we have been subjected to the FSG out movement or message or opinion, whatever you want to call it, right? And I have noticed in the last few days, a lot of people saying the FSG out people are very quiet. I think it's a bit harsh, because the FSG out people were, I think, justifiably offering some criticism at times that was warranted, me included, right? Yes, there are always extremes that the owners cannot do any right. We know that. It's like politics, right? That some people will never say anything good and some people will only say things bad, etc., etc. But one thing that we didn't have to go through this summer was FSG out and top reds and out-of-towners and all that drama that comes with it. So yesterday I published an article that was very positive about the owners, that was in the Spanish media. It was the Barcelona media. And I commented, and well, I shared it with you and told you about it because I wanted you to see how other leagues, how other football clubs or other regions or whatever, how they are seeing that Liverpool is a well-run football club, right? So someone left a comment yesterday saying, well, normally you're slagging FSU. Listen, all right? I will give praise when praise is due, and I will criticize where I think it's warranted, right? I think I'm fair. I genuinely do. So at the moment, we've had a very, positive transfer window. So praise is warranted and due, right? This is another positive article, and I would much rather be going over these with you than having to subject ourselves to discussing planes flying over Anfield and stuff like that. Right, so a breakdown of the most interesting and exciting bits, if you like, from this article, which is an exclusive on Liverpool's £20 million academy revamp. So it's a major redevelopment, £20 million project. Biggest overhaul since the academy opened in 1998. Full-size indoor dome for the first time linked to the main building. Upgraded medical and sports science facilities. Outdoor artificial pitch replaced with grass and a 500 capacity stand. And completion is aimed for 2028. Phase 1 is already done, £2 million. A new yard athletic development area. A padball court, which is paddle, football, squash, volleyball, hybrid padball. I only heard about this today. I shit you not, right? The first time I'd heard of padball was this morning when I was in the cafe. When I go to the cafe in the morning, so about 7 o'clock, and I was reviewing the Spanish newspapers. I'd never heard of padball before. And me being that man that likes to keep fit, I was looking at the local sports facilities at my spot. I fucking was. I was, right? And there's paddle, right? But paddle's for 4 people, and I want to, go with another person, which would be 2 people. And I was learning about paddle. Jurgen Klopp's a big fan of it, right? But it's best with 4 people. I was like, oh, all right. So then there's a smaller court, which I thought, that must be for 2 people. But it was for padball. And I was like, what the fuck's padball? And I only heard about padball this morning, and an hour later I was reading that. Well, maybe you don't think it's interesting, but I do. Skill zone inspired by Roma. new cages for small-sided matches, improved floodlighting across all pitches. Strategic importance. FSG see it as recognition of the Academy's huge contribution. Over £200 million earned from Academy player sales in the last 5 years. 100 million of that this summer alone. The running costs of the Academy are £11 million a year, so it pays its way. Now, what I will say to you here is, some of you that have been around here for many years will remember when it was pointed out to me about a secondary transfer market. We all focus on the transfer market, right? And when we think of that, we think of selling your players, your fringe players, and buying in replacements or younger players, the big guns or whatever. But it was pointed out to me about this secondary transfer market, right? And this was around the time Man City invested loads in their youth facilities. If you look on YouTube at Man City's youth facilities, it's really, really impressive. But people pointed out to me at the time, well, yeah, but don't Man City, they just go around buying all these star players. How many kids make it, right? And it was pointed out to me about this secondary transfer market. Maybe you're brighter than me, right? But at the time, I didn't twig, right? And basically, the Premier League clubs, including Liverpool, can make a fortune from selling these players at 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, 5 million, whatever, right? That haven't made it. Now, you could argue if you're good enough, you make it. So they're not doing anything wrong. But this secondary transfer market is a big deal. We often just add when we talk about how much have we spent and all that, what's the net spent? Fuck me, it's like being an accountant, isn't it? We tend to look at just the major transfers and people forget about the little transfers in the background. And I find that really interesting that there was £100 million this summer alone. Incredible, that. Incredible. So you can see why the clubs invest in these facilities, because there's a bit of money to be made in it. But at the same time, it's not that they're just going out there like, oh, you're never going to get a chance, and then we're just going to sell you because this is all it's about, a secondary market. No, it's like, you're good enough, you play. If you don't, we're going to flog you and make some money. And rightly so, because they invested and took the chance, right? Anyway, player development and impact. Academy players accounted for 18% of Liverpool's PL minutes in last season's title win, more than any other club. Stars, Trent, Curtis Jones, Conor Bradley, Harvey Elliott, Kwanzaa, Kelleher, Dans, Jarrus, are mentioned. Trey Ione, McConnell, Morton, Mabaya, Ngu, Maha, also are mentioned. Sports advisory firm estimated Trent alone saved Liverpool £145 million in market value. Inglethorpe's comments, so he's quoted throughout the article, calls it a big statement, this investment, and says it will make a massive difference. Notes Liverpool achieved this while ranking only 6th in academy spending across Premier League clubs. Admits the current cycle is ending, but redevelopment will help build the next one. Temporary changes, under 21s and under 19s will need to relocate during dome construction. Inglethorpe, again, moving the iconic main pitch breaks my heart, but says it's the right thing. Talks about the new coaching structure. Rob Page, ex-Wales manager, appointed under 21 coach. Simon Wiles from Man United Academy takes over under 18s. Colin Stewart joins as a goalkeeping pathway lead. Luis Fernando Lubel, Brazilian, named individual development lead coach, with Aaron Briggs promoted to first team set piece coach. Gary Probert becomes new head of loan management. Talent and recruitment, 16-year-old Rio Ngu Maha, you know what I'm like, ex-Chelsea, became Liverpool's youngest Premier League goal scorer. What a player he is, guys. I mean, fuck me. He's a good player, isn't he? He's amazing. Naoni, ex-Leicester, and Will Wright, ex-Salford, recent additions. Matt Newbury, head of global talent, and Chris Dowling, head of academy recruitment, are key figures in identifying talent. Integration with the first team, training times for first team, under 21s and under 18s aligned at 11:45 a.m. to ease player movement. Little things like that, little details like that, I find fascinating. I really do. I'm not someone that's really interested in the academy stuff, to be honest with you. I'm someone that just wants to watch football. Do you know what I mean? But I know some of you are really deep on, and you watch every fucking thing if you can. I don't. And I'm not very knowledgeable on it, to be honest. I'm not very knowledgeable on the first team, to be honest. I'm more into like the media and the reporting of things. But Just little nuggets like that, very interesting. Inglethorpe, now based in the first team building, works closely with Arne Slot, who involved him in pre-season. The big picture, investment is seen as vital to keep delivering first team ready players. Aim remains producing talent capable of competing for the biggest trophies. And I guess if they don't make it, then you sell them through that secondary market and make some money. So that's your summary. Sorry, that's not your summary. That's the bullet points, the key points of the articles. So I'm now going to read a summary to you. This has been compiled by Dave, my AI assistant. Liverpool are set to invest £20 million into redeveloping their academy in what will be the biggest transformation since it first opened in 1998. The centrepiece will be a brand new indoor dome with a full-size pitch, something Liverpool have never had before, along with upgraded medical and sports science areas. Outside, the current artificial surface will be replaced with grass and a new stand for 500 spectators. This is phase 2 of the project. Phase 1 already completed this summer at a cost of around £2 million, added small-sided cages, the yard athletic development area, a pad ball court, new skill zones and upgraded floodlighting. The investment comes after years of major contributions from the academy. In the past 5 years, Liverpool have generated over £200 million from academy graduates, including £100 million this summer alone. And it talks about the players and names them who has been sold. The academy costs about £11 million a year to run, so it more than pays for itself. Pearce highlights that last season Liverpool gave more minutes to academy products in the Premier League than any other club, with 18% of the league minutes coming from homegrown players. Academy director Alex Inglethorpe describes the redevelopment as a big statement and admits it will make a huge difference, particularly by finally allowing sessions to continue when poor weather would normally cancel training. He also notes that Liverpool have achieved their results despite ranking only 6th in the league for academy spending. Talks about the coach changes, which we've gone over in brief. I don't think we need to go over that. Basically, the article stresses that this investment is about ensuring Liverpool continue producing first-team ready players capable of winning the game's biggest prizes, just as they have done with the likes of Trent, Jones and Quansah. So, one thing I will say here, this article, it's a very in-depth article if you want to read it. James Pearce, I always give my opinions about the journalists, and if I say something about a journalist that someone doesn't know, well, what's wrong with you? He's a good journalist. Right, I only said yesterday or the day before that I think different journalists that are in that Liverpool clique of journalists maybe have certain qualities. It's not all about scoops and exclusives. Do you know what I mean? So you're always going to get, well, not always because it does change, but you've got Joyce and Ornstein. They're the big guns, right? They're going to give you the scoops, you know that. Nobody's going to give you scoops to do with transfers and that from the clique of journalists, the Liverpool clique of journalists. They're not. This is an exclusive. Maybe that is a scoop. I don't know. But I think most people consider scoops to do with transfers and things. But as I said the other day, and this is where people don't listen, surprise, surprise, is you could have a journalist like David Lynch, Captain Obvious, right, that's not really going to give you any revelations or anything to do with transfers. You know, he, for example, in the summer said Frimpong wouldn't be coming, right? He was the one journalist that went against everybody. We saw what happened there. So some people go, yeah, he's a good journalist. Well, no. What I also say about Lynch is that I've seen his videos where he's discussed the games, you know, like maybe he stood at Anfield, you know, but Liverpool just did. And I think he comes across as a good talker, for example. So I'm not saying that shit journalists, I'm saying that they have different qualities, right? So one of the journalists at the moment, one of the click journalists, they're doing videos, and I think that they're just, I can't listen to them because they haven't got, say, the qualities of Lynch, for example. Now, when it comes to Pearce, Bad News Pearce, as his nickname is, right? They've all got nicknames. I always say to you, well, he's not going to give you the exclusive transfer news, I don't think, but he's a good writer when it comes to doing analysis or things like this. And I've been saying it for ages, and there you are, an absolutely cracking article, in-depth article where you will learn loads. So just because I say, oh, Bad News Pearce, he ain't going to fucking tell it, you're not paying attention sometimes, because it's not about knocking these guys, it's about telling you where they excel. all right? And the problem is, and the reason why you need to know what they're good and bad at is because people online will try and mislead you. So the Twitter twats, the instigators, aggregators, they will say, journalist says this deal's going to happen, and you go, oh, right, it must be true. Whereas I go, nah, it's him. I know what he's good at. You see what I mean? I just try and help a little bit, right? But you have to form your own opinions. James Pearce is the Liverpool journalist at The Athletic, but Ornstein, who covers multi-clubs, always gets the scoops ahead of him, right? But you want James, if you want to read an in-depth article about the academy, for example, which I always say, James Pearce is going to be your man to do it. So it's not about knocking these journalists, it's about telling you what they're good at. See what I mean? And that's a good article. And what I'll say to you is this as well. The FSG right now, we had that positive video yesterday, which I was surprised by how many people liked that video. I was. It was the one from the Barcelona media saying that Liverpool was the model club. And the praise that was being put on Liverpool, how well that club is run, and obviously Barcelona isn't. So there's a bit of that behind that, right? But to have that, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, it's nice, isn't it, to watch a video about something that's not just about fucking transfers. You know, but them videos are the ones that are not usually watched, because people obviously want to watch all the exciting, you know, the exclusives, you know, the transfer news and things. But for me, yeah, it's 2 days running we're praising the ownership here. You know, what a refreshing change that is. Maybe you don't give a fuck, I don't know. But from my point of view, when the owners are coming under the cosh, and rightly fucking so at times, it's a little bit more stressful, because then people are arguing in the comments, fuck off you, fucking FSG in, you're a top red, you know what I mean? And from my point of view, I'm like, oh, I can't handle it, all right? And usually when people are arguing, it usually means something has to give. Because usually when a manager's under, you know, heavy criticism, hey, we should give him more time. What are you talking about? You're fucking it. When people are doing all that, usually the manager ends up getting sacked. And it's never good to have the fan base split on the ownership. And it has been for years, all right? But one request that I've got for you, whether you have been FSG in throughout or FSG out throughout, is just don't mock people because things are suddenly all right. You know what I mean? Like, we've had a good window, but it might not do out for 3 years, and everyone will be, oh, fucking sick of these fuckers. You know what I mean? Right? Don't mock them. Otherwise, you then become as bad as James Pearce at times when he goes on social media and baits people by, you know, the net spend boys are quiet. Don't be mocking people. Instead of mocking them, look at it and think, they had a fair point, really, to be, you know, critical, but things are all right now. And what matters? Does it matter what FSG did a year ago? Or does it matter what they do now? And right now, I'm fucking happy. So I don't know about you, but I'm like, yeah, more of this. This is, fuck me, it's great. Do you know what I mean, guys? Yeah, nice one. Yeah, and on that note, I'm going to go and get something to eat, which won't surprise you. It's 2:30. Right, if you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. Let me know. Do you understand? Can you, anything I'm saying? Are you like me? Are you like, do you know what? I'm fucking tired of hearing FSG out for years. Now, even if it's just for a few months, can we have some peace? Are you one of them? This is good. This is fucking good. This is what I want to read, right? It shows they're serious. It does. At a time when the club, or the ownership, should I say, are looking at a multi-club model, which some people don't like, the focus is still here. Things are fucking really positive with me. I like it. If you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, man's got to earn a living. So don't fucking start. Like you can switch off at this point if you want. Most of you do anyway. I know who's with me. There's a love art under the video. It's called a super thanks. I'm super and I deserve a thanks. I always give a shout out to everyone that does that in my morning briefings. They're on my other YouTube channel, Duncan Oldham. The link to that channel is in the video description. And it's also on the screen around now. You can also join the channel, become a channel member. Why not? Get your priorities right. Start the kids. Leave your fags. You can do without one more pint, can't you? Eh? You know what I mean? Leave it. Channel member, you get a little football next to your name, which basically says, I'm a fucking hero. Yeah. You can tell I'm in a good mood. I'm in a great mood, mate. Right, I'm off. I'll see you in a bit.